Hey all, back again with another task for you. So this week we're using a diet um, protocol, which is often used for uh, weight loss, and it's something that I've used with clients in the past as a full strategy for a program. So they might do it for over the course of 12 weeks to lesser and greater extents. But this is called carb backloading, and it's a strategy to get weight loss. And it's going to be effective for us, obviously, for the weight loss effect, but it also teaches us how to restrict nutrients if we need to. Now, in general, as you know, the crux of 80 Fitness is about flexible dieting and making it work for you. But um, it's valuable to learn how to restrict when you need to restrict. If you need to kick things up a gear and get a quick and effective response from your body through some struggle and some restrictions, then it's good to have some experience with that. And this is one of the ways to do it. So, unlike the last couple of tasks where you get really embedded into your current routine and day to day life, and without too much change or too much upheaval to it. Carb backloading is a bit harder to implement just because it causes you to break away from some of those habits and routines that you're probably well used to now and set up some new ones, and that's always a painful process. But so what we're going to be doing is carb backloading means we have our carbs at the end of the day. So basically we set a time, a cutoff. That time is around 6 p.m. This allows you to really have your dinner as your first carb meal. So during the day, you're not going to consume any carbs. Carbs only be consumed after 6 p.m. All right, so you might be a bit excited about this one because it does require you to reach down deep again and get a bit strict with what you're trying to do. Carbohydrates are not consumed during the day. Breakfast and lunch will be carb free. Dinner will probably be your first carb meal. This is for most of you, and you could have some carbs too with your snack. So your snack might look something like a protein shake, some fruit, and some rice cakes with peanut butter or something like that. Breakfast and lunch will be carb free, so it'll be meat, fat, veg. All right. So what we have done here is giving you a list of carbohydrates. These are the kind of things that you're avoiding. Now, where most people get caught out doing this is they'll bring fruit onto their breakfast or lunch. Fruit cannot be consumed. It's a carbohydrate. Sugar is a carbohydrate. So we've got to stay away from sugary drinks. We've got to stay away from fruit in those meals. Protein and fats is the easiest way to think about it, but you're also allowed the kind of veg that you were cutting, that you were putting onto your meals last week. Typically green veg will be perfect to bulk up the low carb meals. So if you're having say eggs, say scrambled eggs for breakfast or lunch, and you want to make the meal substantial so that it keeps the hunger at bay, you could pack up the plate with fried green veg or something like that. Same for lunch, you might have some steak pieces, fry them up with some spices, and then just bulk that meal up with loads of veg for lunch, and there you have a zero carb meal or a low carb meal. Not zero carbs because there is carbs and vegetables. So, top tips. So be careful with fruit, as we said. This tends to be the big stumbling block for most people. They think they're doing brilliant a couple of days in, and they realise that they've been having fruit the whole time. Have your meals prepped is a good one. All right, so as things become more restrictive, you need to be a bit more organised and conscientious, and that means that prepping meals is probably to your benefit, and the impact that prepping has increases the positive impact that creatine has increases, the more restrictive your diet becomes. So prep if it's at all possible for you. Convenience is a friend, so things like eggs and salads, carb-free protein shakes like the beef isolate. Make it as easy for you as possible. Obviously, this is a key pillar to diet in general. All right, or we do favor convenience. And so what you should expect to feel throughout your carb backloading is you'll probably feel pretty stable and not as hungry throughout the day. And once you have your first carb meal, you might start to feel energy levels dropping and getting a lot more tired. So that's why it's good to have this carb backloading tends to complement your sleep wake cycle pretty well. It tends to help people out a lot because their energy levels are pretty stable throughout the day. Then when they come home and it's time to settle in, they have their carb meal. Carb meal causes a wee sugar drop. That puts them in the mood for bed, and they're ready for bed. They might have their wee snack and go to bed, and they'll find that they fall asleep earlier, have better sleeps, get up in the morning. Energy levels are stable because they're having no carbs again. And it's a nice wee cycle to be on. Now, these positive benefits, obviously, in terms of long-term usage of carb backloading, these positive benefits of having nice stable energy levels, you're not going to have that lunchtime slump the way you typically would. But these positive energy benefits and the weight loss response has to be weighed against the restrictive nature of the diet. So whilst you can get a good response from it, and you can make it so that it works for you in terms of weight loss and keeping your energies and that stable, it's also a bit of an inconvenience to run long term. It's inconvenient to your life as a whole, and it's probably not a diet that you're going to have your family on. So you're probably going to be cooking different meals for the family members, at least throughout the day. Your evening meals and snacks obviously can be family friendly. But this is not designed for long term. This is to teach you how to be restrictive when you need to be, and it's to give you a strategy that you're experienced with whenever you want to do that. So for this week, carb backloading, carbs after 6 p.m., not before. Best of luck with, and we'll see how we get on, and I'll chat to you next week for your next test.